Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam, Prof.
Waalaikumsalam.
Eee,
Mohon kenal,
Waalaikumsalam.
Prof. Mohon
Selamat
maaf, Prof.
siang selamat
Ilya,
siang.
salam sehat.
Good.
Nanti moderatornya Pak Cepi ya, Prof?
Ya?
Moderatornya Pak Cepi.
Boleh boleh boleh.
Oke, monggo silakan Pak Cepi.
Baik, Prof. Nani, saya izin memulai. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Salam.
Selamat siang semuanya, seluruh peserta perkuliahan tamu dengan dosen tamu Prof. Ilyas Muhammad Isa dari UPSI.
Eh,
Saya sedikit menyampaikan mungkin terkait dengan peserta, Prof. Ini
Ya.
pesertanya adalah mahasiswa second year student.
Ya.
Mereka sudah belajar sedikit tentang elektrometri. Nah, jadi
Ya.
nanti bolehlah beri sedikit-sedikit question related to the electrochemistry to the student, Prof.
Ya.
And sebelumnya saya akan memperkenalkan dulu pembicara kita hari ini. Di sini saya tidak bisa share ya? Oh bisa, sebentar. I just shared this CV from Prof. Nani. Pembicara kita hari ini adalah Prof. Dr. Ilyas Muhammad Isa. He's professor at the Faculty of Science and Mathematics, University Pendidikan Sultan Idris, UPSI, di Malaysia. Beliau kepakarannya adalah di bidang kimia, khususnya di analytical chemistry, dengan riset fokusnya di bidang elektrokimia dan elektroanalisis, and then synthesis and application of graphene and nanocomposites as a sensor, and wastewater treatment. Ini barusan saja saya update, beliau memiliki 109 dokumen di Scopus dengan H-index 17. Wah, it's great achievement, Prof. Beliau juga aktif sebagai reviewer di Scopus, di beberapa jurnal terindeks Scopus, kemudian sebagai editorial juga, termasuk juga sebagai evaluator. Nah, ini untuk beberapa grant internasional. Achievement yang sangat luar biasa ini, Prof. Ilyas. Dan kebetulan mata kuliah di semester ini, mata kuliah elektrometri dan analisis thermal juga sedang berjalan. Jadi seperti tadi saya sampaikan bahwa peserta perkuliahan kita hari ini adalah mahasiswa semester 4, the second year students, yang mengambil mata kuliah elektrometri dan analisis thermal. Sedikit mereka sudah belajar tentang elektroanalisis, jadi nanti mungkin bisa sambil menyiapkan juga ini untuk mahasiswa beberapa hal-hal atau pertanyaan yang mungkin selama pembelajaran kemarin ada yang masih menjadi PR atau yang belum dipahami. Kita bisa discuss lebih dalam dengan Prof. Ilyas. Without wasting more time, so I'd like to invite Prof. Ilyas to deliver the talk to our students. Also, if you'd like to have some another information about UPSI or maybe about yourself, you might introduce by yourself. Saya persilakan Prof. Ilyas.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Sekali lagi diucapkan. Bapak, saya nak share.
Ya boleh, Prof.
Ya. Screen. Nampak Bapak screen?
Sudah tampak screen-nya. Maybe you can also make it as a slideshow.
Terima kasih.
Ya, sudah, Prof.
Terima slideshow. Terima kasih Bapak. Bapak, maaf namanya apa, Pak?
Oh, saya CP, Prof. Saya lupa ganti rename. I will rename my name.
Ya. Kemudian Prof. Dr. Nandik ada?
Ada.
Di sini?
Pak Alauddin pun ada.
Pak Alauddin pun ada. Okey, jadi saya mix lah kuliah ni sebabkan ramai student, because we have our anak-anak student, also dosen-dosen, so I mix with Malay and English. Okay. Today I want to give a simple lecture about principle and application of potentiometric. Simple saja Pak ni. Saya tak pergi begitu mendalam. Okay. So we can see potentiometry, because we discuss about potentiometry. Potentiometry is a part of electrochemical method where we can find also voltammetry and polarography, conductometry, colorimetry, and dielectrometry. And between of 5 compartment of electrochemical methods, potentiometric is paling tua lah Pak. The oldest one of electrochemical method. Sudah lebih kurang hampir 100 tahun telah dibuat researchnya oleh saintis-saintis. If you compare to voltammetry and polarography. Beside that, voltammetry and polarography is the most electrochemical method that used now, recent now, yeah. Only voltammetry and polarography, compared to potentiometric. Okay, a little bit of introduction. Electrochemistry, atau before that, a branch of chemistry concerned with the interaction of electrical and chemical effect. Okay, from electrochemistry, we know we can get information about the electron transfer between analyte and device. Okay? Electrochemical sensor are the largest and oldest group of chemical sensor. Before that, I told potentiometric technique, if we can find it 100 years ago. Okay, and study of chemical changes caused by passage of electrical current and production of electrical energy by chemical reaction. Normally, electron transfer, or after electron transfer, we can find oxidation and reduction. It's a special reaction when the electron transfer, we can get oxidation and reduction at the different electrode, anode and cathode. Okay, this is the charge transfer in the sample, can be electronic or ionic or mixed. Charge transfer mean if electron donate or electron accept, so the current will be made. And during process, chemical changes take place at the electrode surface, and the charge is conducted through the bulk of the sample phase. Okay, to understand electrochemistry, we need to appreciate 5 important. Okay, first, the electrode potential determine the analyte from the electrode surface, the concentration of analyte. This is the main important. From the potentiometry or electrochemistry, we can find the concentration of analyte, means the chemical we want to determine. Current is measure of the rate of analyte oxidation or reduction. Normally, we can use for potentiometry, and sometimes also we cannot control simultaneously current and potential. So sometimes we give the current to produce the potential. Okay, this is an advantage of chemical method. Electrochemical method allow for the determination of different oxidation state, provide an analyte species. Okay, after that, the very important is low cost technique. Low cost technique, and also we can determine limit of detection, normally very low, until nanomolar. Nanomolar. Or sometimes we can measure until picomolar. these advantages when we use electrochemistry. Sometime for potentiometric, normally for potentiometric can go down to micromolar. Micromolar, we can down to micromolar level. Okay, from electrochemistry method, we can categorize to three normally: potentiometric, amperometric, and conductimetric. So today I want to discuss about potentiometric and especially to ion selective electrode, special for ion selective electrode. Okay, what is potentiometry? Yeah, again, branch of electrochemistry, classical analytical technique, very classical, which deal with the study of measurement of electrode potential under zero current. Means when we dip our electrode, especially working and reference, after that we can get the value of voltage. So we can get voltage without give the current. And principle of direct potentiometric measurement based on ISE or ion selective electrode. We discuss about this in this simple lecture. Okay. Okay, the information of the voltage we can get between two electrode working and reference electrode. Okay, working only in the potentiometric method. Very simple. Only two electrode. If you compare to voltammetric, need at least three electrode. Okay, additional for auxiliary electrode. Auxiliary electrode we use platinum electrode. Okay, potential difference between an indicator electrode, usually working electrode, we call it working electrode. Okay, a special electrode. Okay, normally ion electrode, we can see the metal oxide electrode, membrane electrode, what we call it, membrane electrode, membrane and solid electrode normally. And the different voltage can give the real E cell. The real E cell when we compare our working electrode to the reference electrode. Okay? The potential of an electrochemical cell is due to the changes in the free energy that occur if the chemical phenomena reach equilibrium. Means our electrode must be equilibrium first before we can get the value of voltage. So we need to stay and wait normally 5 to 10 seconds to get the result. Yeah, and potential, we can calculate the potential using the Nernst equation. Maybe all of us know what is Nernst equation. Okay, E naught cell, E equal to E naught cell. Okay, it's a Nernst equation. Okay, in potentiometric measurement, okay, we can see in the figure there, only two electrode we can use it, indicator electrode or working electrode and reference electrode. Okay, normally reference electrode we can use platinum or AgCl electrode for reference electrode there. Okay. We can see the concept of working. It's a working and reference. Yeah. And we use the simple meter. Yeah. Normally we use a pH meter, and we change the pH to millivolt, and after that we measure the voltage. We use the millivolt. Okay, for the millivolt only. Normally we use potentiometric, we measure millivolt. Okay? So the device we can buy it either pH meter or we can use uh, any lever, uh, uh, simple lever to measure the voltage. Okay? Electroanalytical measurement related potential to analyte concentration rarely on the response of one electrode only means working electrode. So the important is how we make a working electrode. Okay? ISE, ion selective electrode, indicator electrode capable of selectivity measurement. So that normally working electrode can measure only one analyte, either anion or cation. Sometimes can measure simultaneous. Okay? Always we can find only one. Example, pH electrode only can measure the H plus cation. Okay? Okay, reference electrode is independent of the solution composition and provide a highly stable constant potential. This is important. Reference electrode must be highly stable constant potential. Okay, a little bit about potentiometry theory. Okay, potentiometry theory use Nernst equation. We know already Nernst equation. Yeah. E membrane constant minus RT over Z1, Zi, F ln AI, Z is charge, AI is activity of the ion interest, means activity sometimes we change to concentration. Yeah, and we change to concentration. And when we change RT over Z, we can get 0.0592 over N, where N is the valency of the ion. Okay. E naught is standard electrode potential. And R is gas constant, T is temperature in Kelvin, and F is Faraday constant. And this is the most popular equation in Nernst. Okay. Okay, but against potentiometry, we use only two electrode, reference electrode and working electrode. The most important is working electrode. So normally scientists prepare electrode, working electrode. Easier to prepare it. Okay, this one the reference electrode. Normally, we can use primary standard electrode, standard hydrogen electrode, and secondary standard electrode, silver chloride electrode, or saturated calomel electrode. Normally, easier to prepare silver chloride. Also, we can use platinum, and after that we coat with argentum chloride. I mean, we can get the secondary standard electrode. Also, we can use gold because argentum and gold and also platinum is a good metal, not easier to oxidize. So Bapak, penyediaan untuk silver chloride sebenarnya mudah. Okay. Bagi sesiapa yang belum yang tidak ada standard electrode, boleh saya berikan kaedahnya, metodnya untuk penyediaannya. Memang amat mudah, tetapi ilmunya memang tidak disebarkan. Kalau sesiapa yang memerlukan untuk menyediakan reference electrode, saya boleh ajar bagaimana nak mendapatnya. Yang pentingnya kita ada dia punya silver wire, silver wire. Selain daripada standard hydrogen electrode ataupun calomel electrode. Bapak di sana ada yang membuat electrochemistry, Pak?
Saya kerja dengan electrochemistry, Prof.
Bapak buat sendiri
Yeah,
AgCl?
I made by myself
Uh,
the silver chloride.
okay, good. Okay, this one is reference also reference electrode, standard hydrogen electrode. Ini saya tak nak share lah, saya beri saja. Okay, ini AgCl. Okay, AgCl. Ini saturated calomel contohnya. Okay, ini saya nak pergi ke potentiometry working electrode, indicator electrode, working electrode. Okay. Di sini dia ada pelbagai jenis. Okay. Normally we class as a metal indicator electrode and ion selective electrode is normally. Okay. Metal indicator electrode or ion selective electrode, because ion selective electrode normally we use membrane as the main component to select the anion or cation. Okay. Okay. Okay, very good example for ISE is pH electrode. We use a glass as the ion selective electrode. Only H plus can move or interaction between H plus outside and inside of the electrode. Okay, ISE, this we can divide to another 6, sometimes 2, sometimes 6. Okay, remember. Glass membrane electrode like pH electrode, solid state electrode, liquid membrane electrode, gas sensing electrode, enzyme based electrode, and miscellaneous electrode. This type of ion selective electrode. Okay, this example of glass membrane electrode. Okay, pH electrode. Okay, consists of glass electrodes. Consists of silica, sodium oxide, and calcium oxide with different percentage. Okay. And more important is we can see this internal filling solution, normally 0.1 molar ACl. Okay, and this AgCl wire. Okay, and this one is the more important. The one below thin glass membrane and consists of silica, sodium oxide, and calcium oxide. This one is very important. So we must carefully with the membrane, very thin, easy to break. Okay, this is the body of the pH or the electrode. Maybe maybe made from a glass, sometimes made from the plastic or polymer. But at the end of the electrode must be a thin glass made from silica oxide, sodium oxide, or calcium oxide. Okay. Sometimes we use a solid state electrode. Solid state electrode easier to prepare. Okay. Easier to prepare. Solid. Okay. Solid or main material as ion selective electrode. We bind with the conducting wire. Conducting wire. This is very important. Conducting wire we bind with the special or ionophore or the what maybe selective chemical. We bind with the wire. Okay. The liquid membrane electrode. Okay. Like membrane electrode. Okay. Gas sensing. Also the important gas sensing. Okay. We go to the the main topic, ISE membrane composition. Okay. Okay. In membrane composition, we must have binder, ionophore, mean the ion selector we call ionophore. After that, plasticizer, and we can add additive to our membrane. Okay. The main important in binder, ionophore, and plasticizer. Sometimes we add additive for. Sometimes we use ionic material to improve the selectivity. Okay, improve the selectivity and also improve the value of voltage. Okay. For the solid base binder, we must add a solvent. Must add a solvent to dissolve first before we make a membrane. Okay, so that solvent also important because we can choose only different solvent for the different binder. Because sometimes, for example, PVC only dissolve in THF, tetrahydrofuran. So we can use THF as a solvent to dissolve binder. Okay, for the membrane, sometimes we can get a homogeneous membrane and sometimes heterogeneous membrane. Okay, the main important is ionophore. Ionophore. Ionophore because ionophore can select the ionic material, either anion or cation. Okay, we go uh, to the component of membrane composition. First, binder. Okay, normally we can use either conducting polymer or non-conducting polymer. Okay, if we use conducting polymer, so we can measure direct. We can measure direct also, or we can use the conducting polymer as the ion selective electrode. Okay, normally conducting polymer is conjugated polymer. Okay, conjugated polymer. This is example common conjugated polymer, polypyrrole and another. Okay, at least example of conducting polymer. And also we can use non-conducting polymer. Usually we use PVC, polyvinyl chloride, because PVC is cheap, very cheap. Okay. Conducting polymer are electroactive material. Before I say electroactive material, so we can measure direct. We can use as the ion selective electrode direct. Okay. Okay, this is the structure formula for some conducting polymer. Okay. Okay, non-conducting polymer, okay, PVC. This widely used, okay, extensive research use PVC based ISE. Okay, until now still use PVC because I always get a paper for a review, especially from this Elsevier. Elsevier. Okay. Okay. Polymer can be also employed in membrane fabrication. The acrylate. Sometimes you can use acrylate. Okay. And meta acrylated siloxane resin. Some resin we can use. Mean resin normally a polymer, so we can use a polymer to bind our ionophore or main main important chemical to select the anion or cation. Okay, it's important. Sometimes we can get a homogeneous membrane, means our ionophore or main component can mix together with binder. Sometimes heterogeneous. We can see uh, the ionophore in the membrane, solid membrane. We can see particle size, a small size of the our chemical, our main component to select the anion or cation. Yeah. Second is ionophore. Ionophore is a ion carrier. This is the most important. Okay, ion carrier. Okay, this ionophore can carry the electron, so we can get the voltage. We can get voltage because ionophore can carry the electron, especially anion or cation moving. Okay, ini this ionophore. So ionophore can be neutral. Okay, can be neutral, can be cation or anion chemical. We can choose either neutral component, cation component, or anion component. This is a sample for the ion carrier or ionophore. This example for my 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 research. We use chitosan as the ion carrier or ionophore. We use 2,6-diacetylpyridine. Okay, this one always ion carrier or ionophore sometimes become a ligand. Okay, normally we use a ligand. So almost ligand can be used as ionophore. Almost ligand. Okay. This one is complex, so complex. Okay, complex. Palladium, with complex palladium with ligand. This one is a ligand, because we have a N here. N. Nitrogen have a lone pair, and this one also complex. We have a lone pair, chlorine, and nitrogen. So the interaction of the ion carrier with the analyte can give the voltage. Okay. Okay, plasticizer. Okay, sometimes our plastic or our polymer is very hard, very hard. So we mix plasticizer. Okay, in the mixture, so we can get a soft membrane. We can get soft membrane by add a little bit of plasticizer. And this is a example of plasticizer. We can use it. Okay. DOP, benzyl acetate, okay, dibutyl phthalate, DOP, okay, didecyl phthalate, dinitryl phenyl ether, auto nitrophenyl octyl ether. This example of plasticizer. We can use it. Okay, sometimes we add an additive in our membrane. Okay, additive in our membrane to increase the selectivity. Yes, selectivity. And sometimes we use lipophilic iron salt. This is lipophilic iron salt. Tetapi ini agak mahal, Pak. Mahal ya. Aditif ini agak mahal. Saya pun 1 gram ribu ringgit Malaysia. Expensive, very expensive. Sometimes we don't use it. Yeah. Okay. Ini adalah dia punya membrane potential. How our meter can produce the voltage. This equation. We have the phase boundary potential, electrode A, okay, and this one electrode B, okay. This okay, we can electrode A maybe reference, B maybe working electrode. We can use it either one, A or B. Okay, cation responsive. This is the equation we use to make a voltage. voltage, where the cation responsive electrode E cell equal E naught plus, while anionic E cell E naught minus. For anion is one for cation. Okay. Okay. E cell is measured electromotive force EMF. Okay. Okay, you can see it. Yeah. Okay, the calibration curve we can get after we measure the concentration and voltage. Okay, this. Okay. Okay, selectivity of membrane. Okay, this is also important. Why we use ISE? Okay, we must calculate potentiometric selectivity coefficient. Okay, and potentiometric selectivity coefficient we use Nikolsky assignment. Okay, assignment. Okay, the equation there. Okay. So if we get K potential, if more than 1, so our ISE is more selective to interfering ion. Okay, this one. Okay, I mean the selectivity. Selectivity mean the selective of our membrane to the main or analyte. So mean in the solution maybe we have interference, also we have matrix. So we want to check either membrane is select to the analyte or interference or matrix in the solution. So we can use the Nakoski assignment equation. Okay, parameter of ISE ion sensitive electrode. The main important ratio of main component. Okay, ratio of main component means ratio of polymer, plasticizer, and ionophore. Okay, normally in ISE, making the ISE, so ratio of component is very, very important. Okay? So we must try to adjust the percentage of different component to get the what the good membrane. Okay. After that, response time. Yeah, normally for the ISE, we can get between 5 to 10 seconds. We can get a constant reading, or steady reading. And next is pH solution. Also, we must determine what the good pH for the ISE. Good pH mean the good of pH solution for ISE working. This another. This the figure is a sample where we make a different. We make a different pH, and we measure our voltage, and we can see that a different pH and different voltage. Yeah. And main di sini kita akan nanti bahawa the electrode is suitable for 4 to 10. Okay, for this one 4, the upper one 4 to 8, suitable for IC, our IC, and the below one is also 4 to 8. Okay, we get the constant reading. Okay, if a constant reading mean our membrane is suitable for this pH solution. If we get the stable white pH, so this membrane, that membrane is better than a small or a small small uh, small pH range. Yeah. Normally, the good ISE have a wide pH range. We can use in a solution in the sample in pH, for example, or sample in pH 5, 7, or 6. We can use to measure our analyte. Okay, after that, working or linear range or detection limit. Okay, we can use this graph to measure the working or linear range. Okay, normally the straight line for A. Okay, straight line for A. We call it working range. Okay, working range, straight line. Mean concentration. Okay, related to E. Concentration related to E. You mean reading of voltage. Yeah, this one, straight one. Only this straight. Okay, it's a linear range or working range. Okay, for this concentration, log A or C. Yeah, A is activity. Normally we change to concentration. Okay, this one we change the concentration. Okay, A. And also we can use concentration here. This straight line is concentration. Okay, okay, concentration, and this one is volt. Okay, that is reading in volt. Okay, related C and reading of volt. After that, detection limit. Detection limit. This is C. Okay, detection limit. Okay, linear portion of calibration graph. Okay, the limit of detection. Okay. Normally, when we use ISE, we can get the graph like this, the curve. Okay, like this, the curve. Okay, normally means what the mean of this line. Mean this line is not relate between concentration and E. Because when we increase the concentration, value of E is constant. When we change the concentration, from this concentration to higher concentration, so we can get the same value of voltage. For the dilution or lower concentration, we can see that the concentration, okay, and the voltage was related. Okay, and C1 is limit of detection. Okay, limit of detection for the ion selective electrode. After that, lifetime. Lifetime. Normally in ISE, we can use 2 to 3 months. Normally, the lifetime. Okay, 2 to 3 months. Mean we can use it 2 to 3 months. Okay, for the electrode. Okay. After that, the drifting of the voltage occur. Drifting of the voltage occur. Mean before 3 months, we can get the reading if 30. After 3 months, maybe below 30. 30 drifting of the voltage. Yeah. And also the leaching of the membrane. Okay, leaching of the membrane. Okay. Jadi membrane tu akan rosak lah. Okay, membrane. Also leaching of the ionophore. Okay. Ionophore akan keluar, maka tidak lagi kurang berkesan. Okay. Okay, ini untuk melibatkan preparation of the membrane. Very easier, sangat mudah. Di sini kita boleh mencampurkan. We add polymer, ionophore, plasticizer. Sometimes we additive. Okay, therefore is important. Okay, solvent. Okay, pelarut. Okay, mediator pelarut ni akan akan kering. Jadi yang tinggalnya ada 3 saja. Okey. Okey. Solvent dia akan volatile keluar, okey. Dia hanya ada 3. Inilah komponen yang utama. Sangat mudah untuk disediakan. Okey, plasticizer, polymer and ionophore. Ionophore ni adalah kebanyakan ligan akan menjadi ionophore, boleh bersifat ionophore ataupun, ion, selector, ya, ion selector, anion or cation selector. Okey. How about the thickness, ketebalan? Sometimes we different thickness we can get a different reading of the Voltan. Okay? So we must make sure our thickness of the membrane. Okay? We can uh, verify the thickness before we choose the good membrane. Yeah, the thickness membrane. Okay. Ini senang saja, menggunakan kaca saja. Mungkin gelong kaca yang ID, ya, internal diameter maybe around 2 cm, okay, 2 cm, okay, and we pour our solution in the ring there. After that, we after one days, maybe solvent evaporate, we can get a simple membrane, either homogeneous or heterogeneous. Okay, okay. This preparation of electrode, very easy, also easy. Okay, easy. Okay, this ISE, ISE, ISE. We glue our membrane at the end of the body of the electrode. Okay, this very simple one. Okay, simple one. This a solid membrane. Membrane. Okay, this one is body of the sensor electrode. We can use glass. Glass. After that, we uh, fill the internal solution. Yeah, internal solution. Yeah, internal solution. The important internal solution is must be same like the analyte we want to measure for. Okay, this is very important. Okay, for example, my PhD last time ago. Okay, I use ketosan as a membrane to measure the MSG, monosodium glutamate. So I fill the internal solution with MSG solution. Okay, MSG solution, internal solution, membrane, and after that I dip the electrode solution and measure the voltage of the sensor. Okay, we use AGCL is a reference wire, like the conductor. Okay, AG or AGCL. Yeah, AG code on AG, okay, as a conductor. Okay, conductor. Okay, this for ISE with internal solution. Yeah, this is very easy. Okay, this one is a solid membrane. Don't have internal solution. Also, this time the solid membrane also don't have. Okay, application of unlike MSG, monosodium glutamate, I know for is ketosan. Maybe all of us know what is ketosan. Ketosan. Also MSG. Okay, and the article published in 2007 in Talanta, almost a Q1 article, Q1 Okay. The parameter very we need a pH. A different pH can get a different voltage, and we choose the maximum. And we choose the maximum or the wide range of pH solution. Okay, normally a wide range. Okay, and after that, okay, uh, we use to measure a glutamate. This one is the different, uh, uh, different formulation, the formulation of the membrane. Okay, different ratio. Uh, for example, we have three type of electrode composition, and we can get it. Okay, ionophore or main important electrode, and outside of the solution or outside of the or what analyte, like we call analyte, yeah? MSG analyte interaction, only interaction between anion from glutamate and cation from the ketosane or ionophore, and there's an interaction. Okay, in voltammetric, okay, the mechanism is only interaction, not reaction. Okay. And especially we must compare. Okay, another one is unlike cobalt, palladium solution we can use from me uh, maybe 2 and also this different formulation. Yeah, and the same one like the interference outside of so of the before we said
Hello, Prof.
election.
It seems your connection is not stabilized.
Yeah,
Hmm.
boleh Pak, boleh dengar Pak?
Ya, ya boleh, boleh.
Zinc alumina, LDH, layered dihydroxide. We use layered double hydroxide as the ionophore, okay, to selective for salicylate, okay, salicylate. The interchangeable electrochemical sign, okay, this one, yeah. Also, this one is copper. Before that, cobalt is copper, okay. Ionophore, shift base, the main ingredient is shift base, okay. Before that, I told already what ligand. Shift base also a ligand. Okay. This example also. Also this different composition. Also this interaction between cobalt and our ionophore. Okay. This also international journal of electrochemistry sign. 2017. This one is zinc as analyte. We detect zinc. We use also this one a ligand. Okay, but when we use this ligand, we can see what the pH solution is good for pH 3 to 12. So the what range? So our sample in this range we can use to measure it, measure the zinc 2 plus. Okay, this is a mechanism of the interaction of zinc and ionoform. Okay, terima kasih. Means in potentiometric we can measure cation and anion, either organic or inorganic. This special one. Also in potentiometry, we can differentiate between oxidation state. Okay. For example, Fe2 plus and Fe3 plus is important for the electrochemistry method when we compare to another method like AAS, atomic adsorption, only can measure a mixture of Fe2 and Fe3. But in electrochemistry, especially in this topic, potentiometry, we can measure special oxidation. Okay, terima kasih.
Terima kasih Prof. Ilyas for the comprehensive explanation about particularly about the ISE. So next I'd like to invite the student. Apakah ada yang mau bertanya? Boleh tentang basic principle in potentiometric or about Prof. Ilyas result on research of ISE. Boleh, sila. Boleh dalam bahasa, boleh bahasa Inggris.